visibly in shock, and his wife has suffered serious pelvic injuries and head lacerations after being caught under the bow of the other boat. A group of teenagers out sailing have a man overboard. The crew soon spot the man up ahead.
Safely recovered. Cheers. Boom, straight across, knock me straight off.
He's wet and cold, but otherwise none the worse for wear.
You did a good effort to swim, mate.
I was more scared of the birds, eh? They all started circling.
With everyone accounted for, the crew prepares to tow the yacht back to shore.
Just going to tow them back into Okahu Bay, put them back on the finger.
Alright? Yep, no, that's right, mate. Cheers.
Check it out.
And after their close encounter with the Hauraki Gulf, the yacht's crew are very glad to be back on dry land.
The first sail of the season, and things just didn't go right. Then the engine stopped, which is the start of the trouble when we lost VJ, which wasn't so bad, but...
Overall, they've realised the lesson, I think, and I think they will make sure that they look after each other. The best thing was they all had their life jackets on, so they were making sure they were nice and safe. Other than that, it's another day that they can go boating next week and be happy and survive. So for us, it was a good job.
It's a busy weekend on Auckland's Waitemata Harbour when an urgent call comes through to Coastguard volunteers on Rescue Alpha.
One female person is reported as serious injuries, over. The location is currently off of Princess Wharf.
Go need everyone to hold on, guys.
No.
Okay, underway. There's going to be a washing machine in here.
Two sailboats have collided, and one has split in two and quickly sunk to the ocean floor. Coastguard vessels have been tasked to the emergency.
Whereabouts?
On arrival, the crew of ASB Rescue are already at the scene. The couple have been pulled on board the yacht that collided with them, and medics are trying to assess their injuries. The sunken boat's owner is visibly in shock, and his wife has suffered serious pelvic injuries and head lacerations after being caught under the bow of the other boat.
I require you to call an ambulance and just confirm one patient with the pelvic injury, was it? Yeah, patient with pelvic injury and husband with her.
They need to get her to hospital fast, so Rescue Alpha will need to clear the way through the busy boat traffic.
Okay, stand by on the horn.
But as they negotiate a path to shore, they spot another potential hazard.
What just went overboard?
Something just went overboard.
Something's overboard off that boat.
Stop!
It's a dog.
Hey, your dog!
The dog is overboard.
Finally, the dog owners notice the commotion and turn their boat around, and Alpha continues to shore.
Okay, we touch and go to get some crew ashore, please, guys. Bring you alongside of this wharf here.
The injured woman, Jill, is in intense pain, much to the concern of her husband.
Do you feel comfortable, Jill, to be moved like this? Because we can take you all the way out to the ambulance.
Quite a bit of pain in her left buttock.
As she's taken to the waiting ambulance, the only sign of the incident is a couple of scratches to the much larger boat. Jill spent a week in hospital and had months of physio to get back to full health. The sunken boat Gypsy was salvaged, but it will cost an estimated $350,000 to get her back on the water. A member of the public on shore has raised the alarm after seeing a small boat apparently on fire just off the coast.
Foreman said that there has been smoke seen, also 3 kids on the boat.
Comms reporting fire and children naturally raises alarm bells.
Okay, this definitely looks like our customer anyway, guys.
The crew have found the boat in trouble. The fire's been put out, but the boat's in bad shape and is being towed by an even smaller vessel.
How are ya? What is your problem? Okay, so your motor's kaput then, is it?
Only one of the 3 kids on board the boat is wearing a life jacket. The Coast Guard volunteer crew decide to take control and take over the tow from the Good Samaritan.
Thanks very much, sir. Thank you very much indeed. Okay, now watch the tension as we go past. Fingers out, ease it, ease it. Let it go, get them all to sit down, and if there's a problem, get someone to stand up and we'll stop instantly.
Put your life jackets on. Now, if there's any trouble, stand up and wave out.
With the boat secured and the children wearing their jackets, the crew of Rescue Alpha slowly heads to shore. But suddenly, one of the kids tries to get the crew's attention.
What's happened is that they've got a pretty old boat that doesn't look in very good repair, and their cleat seems to be pulling out of the body of the boat, which is a bit unsafe for them, so we're going to slow down a bit, take it easy, and keep an eye on it as we go.
Skipper Campbell is amazed at the risks people are prepared to take.
He's got 3 kids in the boat. If their boat, dare I say, disintegrated at sea, then there would be a lot of problems. And I'm sure he realises that his boat's not as good as it might be.
Taking it slowly, Coast Guard managed to get the boat and crew safely back to Okahu Bay.
Thanks very much, eh?
No one injured?
No one.
Back on land, the boys can't wait to tell their tale.
We were riding along and then the motor cut out, and then we tried to start it again and it set on fire.
It's a good opportunity for Coast Guard to give the skipper's son some advice.
So perhaps you're going to help him a little bit and say, hey, Dad, we've got to get the engine checked before we go out?
We were many times out and it never happened, and just when it happens for the first time you think twice, oh.
Lesson learned. Campbell hopes they make a few changes before their next adventure.
Quite often we find that people go out in small boats and think, oh, we're only going a short distance, so we'll be safe. And they go out to the outsides of breakwater and it's rough as anything out there, and that's when they have their problems.
At Auckland's Manukau Heads, the fishing boat Poseidon has run aground on a notorious stretch of coastline.
So he is actually in the Northern Shoals. Wow, that's about as dangerous as you can get.
The Coast Guard must stay just beyond the breakers, while the Westpac helicopter airlifts the crew to safety.
Yeah, just got Westpac inside now. We're just going to sit over the back. It's quite spoily seas, but swells are quite large, and we'll just wait for them to safely get the guys off over.
The skipper has dropped on the beach to stay with the wreck, while the other 2 crew members opt to return to Auckland in the helicopter. The question is what's to be done with the stranded boat.
I don't know how they would recover it off the beach, to be honest. It's because of Whakapi being so remote, there's not really much chance of getting any heavy salvage gear out onto the beach. The beach is too soft. Both the engines are underwater now, even the auxiliaries underwater as well.
Words got out about the stranding, but at least Greg hasn't lost his sense of humour.
No, I'm collecting pippies. Yeah, I've got a permit from the iwi. I just need one from them to park the boat there.
And he can't resist going in for a closer look.
Sprung a bit, eh? Yeah, well, when those waves were smashing over, it's filled it up with water. But yeah, it's definitely had a good pounding on the bottom to be sprung along there where it's leaking out.
It's a race against time to lighten the vessel enough to attempt a refloat on the next high tide.
Now, it's been a few hours now. Are you feeling a little bit better about it, or? Nah, worse. Feeling worse?
A digger from Karikari arrives to carve a channel in the sand back out to the deeper water. The team decide to get a tug to try and pull the stranded vessel off the beach on the next high tide. On board, they attempt to pump the hull dry and remove 5 tons of spoiled fish from the hold. With as much weight removed as possible and a trench dug to deeper water, the salvage team finalised details on how best to refloat the boat. An Auckland Harbour Board tug has been dispatched from Onehunga and is standing by, waiting for the high tide rescue attempt to save the stricken vessel. As the tide starts to rise, the boat takes even more of a pounding. There's no time to lose, and everyone's role is crucial to the success of the operation. The rib returns with the tow ropes. With the tide surging back in, the lines must be secured to stop the boat going fatally side on to the breakers.
All right, so we've got to get that across back up to there now, okay? So just all hang around here because you might need help. Okay.
As the sun goes down and the surf builds, it's now or never for the salvage team. With the line successfully attached aboard, the tug slowly drags the Poseidon out through the waves.
So if we can get through the surf and she's still afloat, we've done quite well.
Kari Kari Surf Rescue take Gary and Andy out to the now floating Poseidon to man the pumps and hopefully make it back into the safety of the Manukau harbour. The Poseidon made it safely to port, but due to extensive water damage she was deemed a complete loss and put up for sale. While the owner awaited offers, vandals broke aboard and set fire to the wheelhouse. A buyer was eventually found in Dunedin. The new owner plans to convert the Poseidon into a pleasure boat. On a peaceful Sunday evening, the Maritime Police are called into action.
We're heading down to the Tamaki River. We just had a call, there's people breaking into a boat down there.
JS contacts the boat's owner, who has already set off in pursuit.
Where are you? So you're not following it? Oh, you're rowing. So it should be coming towards us. We've just come through the first buoy. Okay. Well, hopefully we'll be running into it very shortly. They're coming towards us, John. They have their nav lights on, apparently.
With a description of the stolen vessel and its rough position, the police begin their search.
It looks like something's over there, John. On my side, the ocean side.
Okay, there is a boat coming down here with two lights on it.
We can see a boat. Well, we can't see what it is from here. We don't even see the lights. It's definitely a yacht. Let's get a spotlight out now.
It's definitely a yacht. Yep.
The police close in on the fleeing yacht.
That's him. Stop your vessel, guys. Is this your boat? Is this your boat?
No, I'm taking it down to Thames for somebody.
For who?
Pierce.
The owner?
Yep. Who's the owner? Rex Pierce. No, it's not. It's not?
No.
You're kidding? No. Oh, you want to take it back? Can you back with us, please?
The suspects are claiming that they've accidentally taken the wrong boat, but JS and Rooster find that hard to believe.
Stand up here on the left-hand side by that radar.
JS jumps on board to steer the vessel back to shore.
Right, we'll head back up to Sabritsky's wharf, and we'll put alongside the ferry wharf there.
While Rooster starts to search the second suspect.
I want you to empty your pockets out. Put everything out of your pockets up on here, eh? Is that everything? Torch, nothing else?
No.
I tell you now, you're not obliged to say anything unless you wish to do so. Anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Yeah.
You've got the right to consult and instruct a lawyer without delay and in private. You understand that?
Yep.
What's your buddy's name?
Oh, I can't believe this, you know.
You can't believe what?
Standing on the police boat. Whose yacht is it?
Whose yacht is it? A guy who was actually rowing down the river after you, so but he couldn't keep up.
That might not be the right one then. There must be one there that isn't got a name on it.
As they return to the dock, the suspects are sticking to their story that they mistakenly took the wrong boat.
Have you got a key for it?
Yeah.
How'd you get the ignition on?
I just put a crocodile clip at the back of the ignition board.
Uh-huh. The offenders said that first that they were told the boat was open, but they've actually cut the padlock off. There were no keys to the vessel, and they've basically hotwired it to get it started. And they also had a police scanner.
JS meets the yacht's owner, who was rowed back to shore.
Okay, how did you find out it was being stolen? Did you see it? Do you live?
No, yeah, well, I just come and check it every now and again, and it was just sheer luck that I happened to be, like, it was a busy weekend, and this is the only time I got to check it. So I was rowing out to check my boat, and I saw there were a couple of people on it, and there's a boat tied up behind it. So I thought, I'm being burgled here. So
you been in trouble with the police before?
Yes.
What sort of things?
Oh, heaps of stuff over the years. But I'm on parole now.
The boat's owner and the suspect meet for the first time.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. This is a mistake, honestly, on my part.
Sure. Hey.
But whatever, I'm sorry, and if you do find anything that's not right, don't hesitate to let them know, and I'm quite prepared to
put it right.
Put it right.
Okay. Hey. Hey. No.
If you rode past, I wish you had stopped and said something. We would have.
Yeah. Hey, I just. Hey, so like, I don't know what's going on here at all, but I just want to say something to you that's like really wacko.
Okay.
So just, I believe that there's a God, and things like this don't happen by chance. So if you get a chance, then read the Bible sometime.
I do anyway.
But despite the owner's Christian spirit, the police aren't quite so forgiving.
You are under arrest.
The two accused men went to court and were acquitted by jury. The jury found there was sufficient evidence that they had mistakenly taken the wrong boat.